Good morning, Janet, and thank you for being a member. Ooh, oh boy. I ain't gonna be on here long. I just want to share something with y'all right quick. And let's do this first. This is so funny to me. Like y'all be thinking I just be coming up with stories, but shit comes to me when I be minding my own business. And so I talked about Lamar Odom. I talk about Lamar all the time, but I talked about him last week before last. He got into some trouble. He ended up going to good morning. He ended up going to rehab, so he put himself in rehab, I guess, to keep from going to jail or whatever. Well, by the way, thank y'all for 22,000 views last night and almost 400 likes. Yeah, let me show you. And I wasn't even going to do a show last night, but when Kiki Shepard died, I said, "Oh well, let me jump on this." And then next thing you know, is right here. I got 88 new subscribers last night. See, 88 new subscribers, 21,000 views, 21,350 views, almost 22,000 views last night. And I wasn't even trying to get that. I just went live to talk about Kiki Shepard, because she passed away. May she rest in peace. And I was getting ready to go to bed. I laid down and I turned over to check my phone because I always turn my phone off and turn it back on before I go to sleep, like kind of like reset it or whatever. And as soon as I turned my phone back on, I saw TMZ, Kiki Shepard. I said, well, I gotta go live. I was comfortable in my bed and everything was gonna lay down. And that's when I saw Kiki Shepard. So then I just, talked about her. And next thing you know, I had 100. Then I had 200, 300, 400, 500. And I think I got up to almost 400 views. That's a lot of views because roughly, I don't get YouTube because it said I had up to almost 400 views. But once I finished the live, it was like 22,000. No, it was like 21,000 views. So I don't get how YouTube works, but it's a lot of views. Anytime you get anything like they consider, uh, well, you have viral video. Viral is a million, but they also consider it 10,000 and 20,000. It's like considered viral too. I guess that's what they say. I think I googled it and that's what it said. But anyway, so I was minding my business and I was just talking about Kiki Shepard. Next thing you know, I said, okay, well all the views are coming in. Let me just go on and just put a little wig on and put my little earrings on. Just, play with the people because they got me 88 new subscribers, like just that fast. 88, y'all. 88 new subscribers. And here's the deal. Just imagine if 22,000 people had to subscribe. I would have had, I got, I can't keep up with my subscribers now. What I got 26 now, 26,000. I would probably have like 30,000, if everybody could, because it's been like 1,000. It takes like 1,000 people to get me over to. Anyway, that was great. I'm glad I got those numbers. So I was going to talk about this last night, but I didn't do the show, and I was going to talk about it. I was going to do it. I was going to do the show earlier, but I didn't do it. So I was too tired. I fell asleep. And then when I woke up, I was going to talk about it again, and I forgot. But I'm going to say this now before I get into Africa, before I read Senegal, yeah, and Uganda and all these other places. So y'all know Lamar Odom has been through a lot in his lifetime. I hope he don't end up dead by these drugs. Well, allegedly he got to be smoking something again because you know what this man said, and I was going to tell y'all last night and I forgot. He said he had a message. He said Kobe Bryant. He said Kobe Bryant came to him in a dream and told him It's not what you think it is on the other side. Well, uh, first of all, you're not able to talk to anybody from the other side. So I don't know what you were smoking, drinking, or what you. Maybe he was relapsing because he couldn't get the drugs that he used to get. So maybe he was, you be in a desert and you think you see stuff that you really don't see. Those are one of them kind of dreams he had. Like me, if I eat bacon or pork, I have dreams, and because I know you're not supposed to eat pork or bacon, but I do seriously. So maybe he had some bacon before he went to sleep. Man, girl, he say Kobe Bryant said it ain't. He said that Kobe Bryant told him it's not what you think it is. Well, Kobe Bryant must be in hell, because baby, I went to Hawaii and cried like a baby first time in Hawaii, and I said if Hawaii looked like this, if there is a heaven, it can't even compare to Hawaii. Then he must be in the wrong place. He must be in purgatory. Kobe Bryant must be in purgatory. Amen. Is that what the Spanish people believe? The Catholics believe purgatory, like you're like in between. That's probably where he at. Yeah. Well, you're not going to get the full effect of heaven, uh, Kobe Bryant, till you make it over to the other side. You got to make it all the way over to the other side. Oh my God. That damn old Lamar Odom was on drugs or something. He was high on something. I don't know what his problem was, but anyway, I'm going to be real quick to tell y'all. I've talked about this before, and I'm not going to be long. Um, I'm not going to Uganda. I'm not going to Guyana or Sudagal. Sudagal. Let me see what the name of the other one is. Sudagal. Let me see. This country right here with this flag, and this African country here with this flag, that ugly ass bird. I ain't going to neither one of those countries. Now, Uganda, I think they say they have that thing about the walk of no return or something like that. When the Africans were, led up to this little walk, and then once they walked through there, there was no turning back. Well, I can go down to I can go over here if I want to see African stuff. I can see all that stuff right here in the United States. I don't need to go to Caribou or whatever they call these places. I don't need to go to these places. Okay, let me tell y'all something. There's got to be plenty of other things in these African countries that they should be concentrating on instead of arresting homosexuals. So you mean to tell me that y'all don't have there's the only sinners that y'all have in y'all countries is homosexuals. There's not any more sinners. It's just gays. So what happens when the wife cheat on the husband? Ain't that in the Bible that that's a sin too? And I'm not justifying homosexuality because sin is sin, but I'm for to slay y'all. And and let me tell y'all something. Y'all remember y'all know how they talk about Sodom and Gomorrah? Okay, well Sodom and Gomorrah, homosexuality been around for a long time. So how many times did Jesus mention homosexuals? He mentioned sin, and and the Bible says man's supposed to be a woman, all that. But my opinion, if it was that bad, it would have been in the Bible. It would have been in the New Testament. And I know it's in the New Testament where the holy men talked about it, where God gave the disciples, descriptions to talk about it and stuff like that. But Jesus never mentioned homosexuals, gays, or nothing. And sodomy has been around for way before he came. Sodomy was around before Jesus even came. So Jesus would have been saying sodomites. So he wouldn't have said homosexuals, but he would have said sodomites. I'm just saying. So y'all so heavily invested in gays that y'all gonna pass a law. Let me show y'all some of these laws they just passed. And y'all be killing me. Y'all straight people that run over here to these places. 7 African countries, particularly in the East or West Africa, have the laws allowed to arrest and imprisonment of the LGBTQ individuals, with some regions imposing life sentences. Life. Countries with severe penalties, active enforcement include Uganda, I'm not going there. Tanzania, I'm not going there. Gambia, not going there. Sierra Leone, not going there. Zimbabwe, not going there. Sudan, much in North Nigeria, and half of them motherfuckers in the United States. And when a lot of when I get in those Ubers and those and them lifts, where you from? You don't get no tip. And then I'm gonna give you a 1 star so you'll never pick me up again. I'm not giving you my money so you can take it back to your country and hate on the gays and have them arrested and killed. There's got to be something else more important in that mother in these poor ass countries that y'all should be thinking about besides putting gays in imprisonment and killing them and stuff like that. What y'all should be worried about is uh all the health stuff that y'all got going over there. Bad water. Look at this. This country here. This just happened this week. Senegal Parliament on Wednesday passed a law doubling the maximum prison term for same-sex relationships, 10 years, intensifying a crackdown on the left. Somebody, president. This girl right here, Miss President Dome Faye. Yeah, she undercover. She hiding something. And I'm gonna tell you why they do that. And this is why I tell y'all don't support these countries. If you love me and if you think it's okay for homosexuals to be arrested and killed, then you're no better than a white man who had blacks in slavery. Because they treated us like cattle. They treated us like cattle. They treated black people like cattle, like we was actually the cattle probably got treated better than the slaves because they didn't beat the cattle and the horses and stuff. They beat the hell out of Africans and the slaves. Okay, so when y'all support these countries, you supporting what they're doing to the LGBTQ plus community. It's like you don't. There's no other. There's no other. What about the women who cheat on their husband? They don't get nothing. Oh, they just cheated on their husband. We just slap on the wrist. So basically, what you're doing is you're picking and choosing what sin is bigger and greater than the other. Just all sin is the same across the board. I don't care how you look at it. But and let me tell you the reason why they do this, because these white politicians and these white um, lawmakers here in the states, they go over there and they visit these places, and they give them money. They get money from these countries and stuff, and they influence them to pass these laws because they know they can't pass. They tried because they know they can't pass the laws over here. So they go over there and say, "Well, we'll give y'all this, give y'all that. If you give us this and give us that, but we want y'all to pass these laws." Yeah, that's why they do it. These white religious people do this shit, and they go over there. When people say, "You want to go over to Ghana?" and my brother goes to Ghana. He hadn't been in a while, and he asked me to go. I said, "Brother, are you fucking crazy? I'm not going to no fucking Ghana." We got a new airline today in my hometown. We only had one. It's called SkyWest, but it's actually ain't they United? Yeah, United. They started in the airport today, so we got two airlines now. So anyway, so when you support these places, baby, listen. I know about the door of no return, but I also know about the laws that you're creating to have gays arrested because somebody wants to be in love with somebody. It ain't. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about. We're talking about two grown ass men and women wanting to be with one another, but people use their religion. This is why there's a separation of church and state. This is why, because if it was left up to church people, if it was left up to the zealous church people like the MAGA, so these people, they would use the religion to have gays arrested and killed and everything. Yeah, um, that's why the forefathers say we got to separate the church and state. And for those who don't think there is a separation, then you just as evil and devilish as they are. You ain't no better than the slave masters. Just because somebody's sexuality, you want them killed and murdered, girl bye, girl bye. And I won't ever visit these countries. Of course, I'd never go over there. But all of y'all to say, oh, I want to go to Guyana and I want to go to Uganda and all these places, you're giving them the money to hurt people, hurt my people over there that live the life that I live, and even have them killed and arrested. That's what you do. You're giving money to them to hurt the LGBTQ plus community. So I just want to give y'all open up your eyes to what you're doing. Just like I talked about Dubai. Why do homosexuals run over there to Dubai? Why would I go to Dubai when I can't be who I want to be? That doesn't even make sense. It's like, okay, you're black and I'm gonna go join the Klan. And I'm gonna give them money. I'm gonna give the Klan money. I'm gonna support them. Why? They are totally against everything that you believe in. I'm sure. And I'm sure there's so many undercover men in these countries. I know a lot of Africans that are gay and they come here and they say it's so many undercover men. So many. So many undercover men in these African countries and stuff. But, you know, I just want to open up your eyes and let y'all know. And see, this is the reason why I'm so this is why I vote. This is why I get involved in politics because if they could, they would pass the same laws over here. If they could, they would pass the same laws over here to where, don't you think, let me tell y'all something. Don't you think racist white people would pass a law to have gays arrested and killed and jailed in the States? If they had laws passing to put out black asses in slavery, they low down dirty enough to do that. And that's why you can't, that's why if you support me, you can't be supporting these countries because but everybody follow me is fake. Some of y'all are fake. Some of y'all are fake. You don't really support the LGBTQ plus community. Some of y'all are fake, and I know you don't. I know you are. I'd probably never know it unless you just come out and tell me. But it's a lot of y'all who watch me are fucking fake, and goddamn well you don't care about the LGBT community. And if they pass the laws tomorrow to have us arrested, you be over there clapping. But you think about that, okay? You think about that. If the white man, the MAGA people really took control of this country and put your ass back in slavery and send your ass back over to where we wasn't even from, we don't have nothing to do with Africa. A lot of us don't even have, a lot of our roots come from there. And then some of our roots come from other places that we don't know where we come from because you won't know because they had us scattered all over and mixed and maxed us around and wouldn't let us keep our families together. So we don't really know anything about. We had to do some deep research and heavy DNA and all that stuff just to find out really where you come from. And a lot of y'all think you're Indians, but you're not. Some of you think you got African, and you're from here. I'm from here. I'm from there. You don't know where you're from until you do a test, and then that's when you find out where you're really from. And anyway, I just want to say that don't support these countries that don't support people who want to be in love with one another, whether they're men, two women. They ain't got this has nothing to do with children. I hear somebody leave a comment say, "Well, they messing around with children." Girl, bye. I blame the white man, and I said it. And what you gonna do about it? You're not running nothing over here. This is my show. Yeah, New Zealand is, and it weird though how most of the white countries they're gay friendly, and that's something. Have you noticed that most of the white countries are are gay friendly, but like the African countries, they mean toward gays because a lot of them are gay and they hiding that shit. They gay and they hiding that shit. I said white. I say what I said. Damn, Michael Jordan is black. Michael Jordan must be on drugs or something. He's so skinny, so like he's on drugs or alcohol. Is he an alcoholic? Good morning, Cynthia. But like I said, the whole moral of the story is about don't support these countries that want to have the LGBTQ plus community arrested. Girl, don't tell me to come down. I'm gonna calm you down and block you from my live. Girl, go to hell. Get off my damn live. Go, go kiss a pole, honey. Last thing I'm gonna say, and I gotta go. Thank y'all again for 22,000 views, almost 22,000 views last night, and 400 likes. And I was not trying to go live, but after oh child, they've been blocked. They gone, child. But after Kiki Shepard died, like I said, I was in my bed and I was just laying down, and it popped up, and I went live. Next thing you know, I had 400 people watching my live. So, oh well. I want to say this. I seen this guy, and I don't know if the guy was clicking, liking, clicking, just wanting to get clicks, likes, and views. I'm sure he was. I don't know. Here's another issue I have. Why is it? Okay, you said no, you took it wrong. I'm saying African lies and false values. I didn't take anything wrong because I'm really not even paying attention to what you're saying. And I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to somebody else, I believe. I wasn't even talking to you. So anyway, let me say this. I'm gonna tell you now, and I think I talked about this other day. I'm gonna tell you what really irks me is when a person who gets say they used to be homosexual. Nope, I'm blocking you too. Don't come in here with these crazy ass comments. One who used to be gay, and then all of a sudden, God delivered them from homosexuality. Well, why don't y'all ever post that a man who was alcoholic got delivered from being an alcoholic? Why don't you ever post that a man got delivered from being a hoe, sleeping on all his motherfucking wives? Why don't you ever post that somebody got delivered from being a thief? That's the reason why. That's what pisses me off. It's not that I don't want. It's not that I'm not celebrating that they say they saved. It's not that I'm not saying that I'm celebrating them. I'm all for you if you want to. You say you saved and all that. I'm for it. I'm happy for you. But why do we have to announce that? That oh they're not gay no more. They living for Jesus. And it be these white churches. It be these white churches putting that shit out like that. But y'all don't stand up for Black Lives Matter, you motherfuckers. You white churches, you don't stand up for Black Lives Matter. But you'll stand up for a homosexual being delivered. It's been delivered in the Lord. And then all these ones that get delivered, you don't never send with a wife, children, or nothing, because we know the women is thinking, do I need to get an HIV test with him? That's in the back of a woman's head. If a dude get up and say, well, first of all, if you get delivered, you ain't got to get up and tell everybody your tea. You ain't got to get up and tell the church I was a homosexual and now I'm living for Jesus. Because I'm telling you right now, and no shade to the women out there, any woman that sleeps with a homosexual that's been a homosexual half of his life, and you stupid enough to marry this man and don't get tested, then whatever you get come your way, then you brought it on yourself. Because it doesn't matter how saved you get, what you did in the past still comes with you. Yep. It's just like a person who robbed and killed somebody, and then when they get caught, they're like, "Oh Lord, forgive me. I want to be saved. I want to give my life to God." But you still going to prison. You still gonna have to reap the benefits of reap. You have to reap what you sow, basically. There's a lot of people who be out in the world. One of my best friends, may he rest in peace. He was out there. He didn't. He started going to church, but he didn't go through all of that. I'm not a homosexual no more. None of that. But after he found out his status, he started going to church and everything. and he stopped drinking, stopped going out and stuff like that. But he still had to reap the. He still was reaping what he sowed when he was out there doing drugs and stuff like that. Because hold on, y'all, hold on. Oh shit, I can't get this. Okay, all right. It was something about United Airlines and I couldn't pull it up. But he still had to reap the. He still had to reap what he sowed when he was in the world, because even though he had gave his life to God and he was, he still was dibbling and dabbling, child. I already know that. He he ended up, he did drugs, he shot up, did cocaine, all kind of stuff, and it caught up with him. And he got his life together, and he went to church and everything, but he still had to suffer for what he did when he got saved. And my point is, just because a man tell you I'm not gay no more, go get a test. Especially he done slept with all these men and everything else all these years. And I'm not just saying only gays have the HIV. It could be anybody. It could be any man. It could be a straight, but it could be any man. But I'm just saying, if you delusional enough to think, oh, he gave his life to God, we're gonna have children, girl, bye. First of all, if I was a woman, I don't want no ex-gay man. I'm sorry, I don't. Not if I know about it. I'm not. As a woman, I wouldn't be that hard up. I'm just not gonna do it. And of course, you never know who's gay. But if you're professing to be gay, and then you have that option. It's like, well, no, I don't think I want to deal with that because motherfucker might end up going back. You know why Donnie McClurkin has the problems that he has? Because he can't really be who he wants to be. Donnie McClurkin, you say you got delivered and you living for the Lord. Where's your wife at? All these years, you should have been at your wife and children and everything there. Where's your wife? I used to go to this church in Texas. It was a holiness church, and it was very much against gays and stuff like that. And there was one of the deacons at the church, and he was heavily homosexual, but he was living a lie. Had a wife and kids and everything because he was living a lie. And there's a man in my hometown right now, the biggest sissy, and I don't know why that woman don't see it. Well, she might like him. She probably some women like feminine guys. Some women like feminine guys. Marvin Gaye's daddy was a big old sissy, and he was a cross dresser and a preacher. And Marvin Gaye mama stuck. She stuck with him. Some women like y'all. Y'all like Prince. Prince was bisexual. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Prince was a big old queen. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Ain't nowhere in the world you gonna tell me. Now if I was to run around with makeup on and heels and run around saying "Ew" and doing all that kind of stuff, y'all be like, Tip, show me an average man walking down the street like Prince with tight pants on, boots, hot, thigh hot. Well, the heels and your makeup. Y'all would be calling that be calling man. That's a punk. Y'all let Prince get away with this shit because he was Prince. But I saw right through it. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, you respected him because he was a celebrity, and everybody y'all let certain people get away with certain things. If you're popular and you're well known, you can get away with a lot of shit. But if you just a regular homosexual running around, oh, that's just a punk. Yeah. Hello, Joseph from Richmond. But anyway, just my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree with me. I'm just giving mine. It's called PT's point of view. But I saw that guy. He said that he was on Facebook. I think Instagram said he's saved and he wants a lady now. And girl, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I never went through that. I'm so glad. But I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting to see. I'll be waiting on these so-called men that say they got saved. I'll be waiting to see where's your wife at. I mean, where's your wife that you said the Lord was going to give you? Where's your kids at? Where You don't see none of that. And y'all really believe that boy when he went down to the church and the church God in Christ and I'm not gay no more. I mean, y'all was praise the Lord. Y'all see all the people that dancing around him and stuff. I saw right through that shit. And the boy still around here feminine as hell. Child. Anyway, that's let me move on because I know some of y'all don't like the subject, but I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. If I was a straight female, I wouldn't give a damn how saved you get. I don't want you. I'm gonna go find me another man. But what if he gay? What if he gay and I don't know it? Then I just don't know it. But if you profession to be gay and you talking about you got saved, no ma'am, honey. I'm not gonna go get into a relationship with you. Then 5, 6 months later, you around here getting screwed by a man, and I'm in the house waiting on you, and you're uh, in my lifetime. I can't begin to tell you how many so-called straight men that I had relationships with that I didn't even know. They either had a girlfriend, had a wife. Uh, I didn't know. Some of them I knew. Some of them when I was younger, like 19, 20. Yeah. Hmm. But it is what it is. So anyway, I just want to tell you, I'm not supporting these countries that kill us, and I don't support these countries that want to have us unalive, such as Senegal um, and all these different countries. And I'm not going to the door of no return. And because when I give them money, I'm giving them money to come up with these laws to unalive gay people, to kill gay people, to arrest them. I mean, they talking about giving them life for being gay. Well, what you think gonna do when they go to prison? Oh, I feel so sorry. I'm so happy I live in the United States. I know it's not Senegal, it's not Ghana, it's not in Jamaica too. It's not those countries, but we have our issues here, but it's not like that over there. And I'm so glad I'm not going through that. And I feel so sorry for those people over there to have to be arrested and beat up. This one guy told me in Jamaica, he said he wasn't in Jamaica. He was in some African country. He was on TikTok. I say, well, how do you know if a person is? I say, if somebody go and tell you this guy is gay, do they arrest him? He goes, yeah, just by telling you. That's what he told me. Wow. But I'm so happy that I live in the states, and I'm blessed that I don't have to go through that. I'm so blessed I don't have to go through that, and I feel so sorry for those people over there. And here's another thing. I'm finna read the homosexuals too. See, a lot of these homosexuals over here, they need to be over there because all these gays over here doing is fighting each other and trying to be a baddie, trying to be on Zeus Network and trying to be bad. See, they haven't been through no shit. They haven't been through anything. So they do the shit that they do now because they haven't been through nothing. They haven't been through the struggle. They don't know what it's like. Uh, they don't know what it's like to fight for the freedoms that they have. They don't know. We thought we done that for them. Hey Penny, they don't know. We did all that for them. So they at ease right now. I looked at all them people that was in Houston for spring break. Imagine if all them people were those people were a lot of them people was probably from Houston, but just imagine if half those people would get out and vote in November. They can make a change. But here this is what's gonna happen here in the States to black people. We are going to look up one day and they're gonna have laws is that you're gonna be like, what? It's against the law for blacks to do what? Well, you sitting around voguing, you sitting around twerking, you sitting around going to all these parties and smoking hookahs. You wasn't paying attention to what they doing over here in Congress, in your cities, in your country, in your state. You're not paying attention. You sleep and you're not awake. You out here fighting in the motherfucking streets like I just turn off the internet because everything on Facebook is black folks fighting. Hmm. The gays over here are the ones that need to be over there in Guyana and all these other places where they are arresting them for being gay. They don't realize the freedoms that they have. Oh my God, I'm gonna go live on Facebook and read the homosexuals when I finish with this. But it doesn't do no good to read because they're gonna still do what they want. They've been fighting ever since I left Dallas, and that's been 2017. They still fighting. And it's not all the gays, but you get what I'm saying. All right, y'all. I just want to share that with y'all, and I'm out of here. And again, thank y'all for almost 22,000 views on last night. Again, rest in peace, Kiki Shepard. I'm glad I was able to break the story last night before the news channels did early this morning on TV and on radio. And I guess I'll holler at y'all later on, okay? Anybody have any questions before I leave? All right. Don't support these African countries that don't support the LGBTQ plus community. And don't support these white churches that don't stand up for Black Lives Matter. Because they do matter. And they kill me, and these racist people kill me, throwing up the fact, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter stole all this money. It still don't matter. Black Lives Matter still do matter. Them stealing the money ain't got nothing to do with my black life. Hello? Black Lives Matter still do matter. I don't give a fuck how much money they sold. It still matters. They stealing money in the church, but Jesus is still, ooh, hiya shata, glory. They stealing money in the church, but Jesus is still real, amen? You get what I'm saying? You get my point? Just because they stealing from the church, the pastor that stole, the secretary that stole, God is still God. He's still real. That don't change nothing. Okay. All right, y'all get it. Peace and blessings. Bye.